Welcome to STS 15, in which we...
Oh,
Dave!
yes, I think that's an apt title for this one, in which we are Dave.
He's behind me, isn't he?
When did you get back?
I was catapulted back into this country by strange Germans wearing tall hats. I successfully landed a few days ago on a bouncy castle in Slough and have made my way back to my home.
Did they work for EasyJet too?
Yes, they did work for EasyJet.
I'll tell you what, the EasyJet return flight works. They just load you into this giant man-sized slingshot and just kind of aim you roughly at a red dot on the horizon.
I'll tell you two things about EasyJet. One, I noticed on my return flight while listening to the Twihards discuss Kirsten Stewart's love life that there isn't really a first class section. If they were going to put you in first class, you'd be the pilot. And two, they have no souls. Like, watching the cabin crew do their job, I feel sorry for them, because you just look at them and they're dead on the inside.
Just going about the motions.
So you think that might actually be one of the first commercial uses for robotic humans? Would be, you know, as airline stewards and stewardesses. Since they're dead inside anyway.
I'm thinking that if ever there is some sort of viral outbreak that ends humanity, if patient zero was an EasyJet cabin attendant, we would never know until it was far too late.
It'd likely be immune.
Maybe,
God.
because they don't have souls, it might be that way. I did see one though.
The zombies just wouldn't be interested. It would just be like, oh, wait a minute, you're one of us.
Yeah, they'd just be like brains, and EasyJet management would just be like, shut up. Security belt.
Go take 5.
Oh God.
I did see one person for EasyJet who didn't look like they were dead on the inside, but their eyes were screaming, "Help me!"
Ah, that's the trainee then.
Must have been you, yeah.
That's the new person.
Get me out of here. I don't care if you have to chop off my limbs to get me in a suitcase. Just please get me out of here.
They gave me a napkin in which they'd written in water, "Help me." You had to like faintly make it out, holding it to the window.
Wow, you're all terrible.
I know, right? We've been talking now for about 2 minutes, and all we've discussed is how EasyJet cabin crew have those cells.
Let's move on.
All right.
The pilot wasn't so bad. I remember EasyJet when we went to Amsterdam a good few years back now. It was just a comment when we landed in Schiphol Airport. If you ever feel like being shot through Schiphol Airport. If you ever feel like being shot through the air at 300 miles an hour in a pressurized metal cylinder, we hope you'll think EasyJet. It's like, I might get the train next time.
Our pilot made a mistake while he was doing his talk at the beginning of the flight, and then also while they were doing the whole presentation and security thing, they had a power cut on the plane.
Oh wow.
It was pretty impressive.
Way to instill confidence.
I know, right? Oh, it was brilliant. So anyway, going into like the gaming side of things, what we can currently see in the background is what, Serge?
This is the Man vs. Machine, which we tried to play last week for you guys, but...
It wasn't live.
You're all inept without me.
Maybe that.
How long did it take us to get a game this time? And this is, what, a week later? To be fair?
Yeah, it took us a fair while.
It still took us 15 minutes to get into a game.
Yeah. But it was good fun. Very good fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, to be honest.
It was fairly close for, I think it was wave 4 and 5, and then 6 was just crazy for the first few attempts. Like, didn't even come
sentry
close.
busters meant I had to keep shifting the sentry so I couldn't focus that firepower.
Yeah, it was, but very fun. I can definitely see myself playing a bit more of that with the community, and yeah, I'm very interested in buying some tickets actually and seeing what loot I get. But then at the same time, I realized that the loot will just be hats, which will just be good for more TF2ing, and I can't really see myself doing anything else in TF2 at the moment apart from.
All it's going to buy you is more people pestering you to give them your rare stuff.
Oh god,
You have enough trouble with that max hat.
Oh god, yes. So often.
And now you will have more.
So, we'll get to what I did in the past week, I think, nearer the end of the list. But let's turn our eyes on Kel, the Master Irishman.
Master Irishman, indeed. In terms of videos, at least, I think the one I had most fun with was Iron Brigade because, well, I'm a sucker for big stompy mechs.
I'm jumping in very quickly on that one. There was a problem with that, and Serge is going to yell at you for it, and I'm going to let him. Go on, Serge.
Yeah, I have to have a bone to pick. I have a bone to pick.
I heard about this, and
yeah.
I'm on Serge's side.
I've done this quite. I've went over this quite a few times. You never said in your video about the fact that the game actually requires Xbox Live Gold to access the online features, and I bought it unknowingly, and yeah, I can't say.
Clarify this, Serge. That's on PC as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's not on the Xbox.
Well, hang on, I thought it was. Hang on, the PC version, because it's that
PC
much of a
version.
direct console port.
The
You
PC
need an
version,
Xbox Live, or you need an Xbox Live Gold account.
Yep.
You
Yes,
need
you
an
do.
active subscription to a console. There's online features that you don't have to play a PC game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
And the best part is that it's not even cross-platform, so they can't use that excuse. I didn't actually know that at the time I did the video. I found out afterwards because I didn't have any roadblocks going in because I have an Xbox Live Gold subscription.
Yeah, so you didn't even notice it. So
yeah, and I don't even think it was mentioned on the Steam page that you need Xbox Live Gold to play multiplayer.
Apparently that's false advertising, so you can get a refund under that.
I did. I asked for a refund.
I was tempted by that as well because it's, you know, big stumpy mechs.
I was.
Exactly.
Hello.
You and I both agree. Big stumpy robots.
Big
sold.
stumpy robots. Yeah, sold. Done. Where do I sign?
But not if you have to bend over and let Xbox have its way with you.
That's essentially buy a subscription because I don't own an Xbox 360. I'm not going to play any other games. For what are they doing? Testing the water to see if they can get the subscription out of PC gamers. For basically Steam, but you've got to pay for it.
The thing is,
get out. The door's over there.
No, I think it might be the other way around. I think it might be one that slipped through the cracks.
It could be. I haven't seen any mention one way or another though.
Well, if they were going to do this,
thought somebody
they
else
would
had
test
noticed
it
it
with
by now and
something.
changed it.
They would test it with something more than just Iron Brigade. If you were going to use a game as a testing platform for whether or not you could actually charge people for online stuff on the PC, you would do it on something other than a game like this, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Something less niche, yeah. But I mean, why else have they? I can't for a second believe that this is a mistake and it was unintentional, because that just
doesn't.
That's
a hell of a slip up. Somebody's losing their job over that if it is.
It happens. Anyway, so we sideswiped you there, Kel. What else has been going on?
Also, there was finally information about what's coming up in PlayStation Plus freebies for people like that. So I did a quick video covering that. And also, the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade is continuing with Dust and Elysian Tale. When we're finished recording this, I'm going to go and record a video of that because I kind of fell asleep due to night shift.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be out, what day is it? It was supposed to be out yesterday under the normal schedule, but yeah, night shift has completely destroyed my ability to stay awake for more than an hour after I get home.
But then again, people that are subscribed to you know to check back regularly, and if you're not subscribed to them, but people that are subscribed to you know to check back regularly because your videos are influenced by your work schedule.
Yes.
And also, I feel like I should clarify.
Oh my god.
I feel I should clarify this now that you could technically use the YouTube scheduled uploader thingy, sort of. However, it doesn't work to the best of its abilities yet, which means that you still have to rely on uploading them when you get time.
Oh, I didn't know that was not working. I was still eyeing it up.
Yeah, it doesn't work that fantastically, so it's worth avoiding it.
Lovely. Well, it's more a case of just having time to actually do the video because shifting your sleep cycle forward 6 to 8 hours just destroys your free time.
Yeah, I remember trying to do that when I worked shifts in big IT. It used to mess me up. It used to mess me up for weeks, though.
It's only temporary, though, so won't last forever.
What else?
That was it for me this week.
Really?
Yes.
You've been slacking.
No.
I thought I'd come back and you'd be like, I put out like 18 videos.
It'd be a glorious bounty of content for all to see.
Well, I know that Xander has been up to nothing,
I've streamed and played Blacklight with a bunch of guys from the community, and recently acquired myself a copy of Sleeping Dogs, which I can't wait to get back to playing, actually.
Yes, kudos and much love goes out to Square. I'm gonna actually like say this one. Square hooked this up with a review copy of it, which I wasn't expecting. Just out of the blue, bam! Review copy of Sleeping Dogs. So me and you will be
very impressed. Yeah, so far with it. I've only had time to like put about half hour into it so far.
It's an insanely great game.
You paged me on Steam, and pages only ever get me back up on Steam when I'm doing something, when I'm involved in something, and I get ripped out of me immersive. You know, when I get ripped out of me game world, and it was like, I got straight away. It was like, who's paging me? God damn it! Oh, wait a minute. Got sucked into the game already. Only half an hour.
Yep.
Nice.
That's a good sign.
It's a crazy impressive game. I'm really looking forward to doing an AFG.
I like the combat system. The way you're busy fighting somebody and some guy goes to hit me behind, so you just grab hold of his leg and elbow him in the nutsack and drop him on the floor and then back to fighting the first guy.
If you, just very quickly, we're nearing 15 minutes already. I get the feeling this one is going to overrun by a fair amount. Well. We do have a lot of man versus machine footage, so going to allow this to keep going. And man versus machine is quite interesting to watch as well. The combat, if you like Sleeping Dogs, Sander, you will actually really enjoy Batman. It works on the same kind of quick combat, changing between attackers and being able to attack in different directions if you move and attack in that direction as well. And it's a very quick combo-orientated system.
Yeah, I do like that. Simple combos. Yeah, nothing like Mortal Kombat style, but
so you may want to actually check out Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. The combat works the same if you can actually tolerate playing a Batman game.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Batman. I quite like me Batman stuff. Not a massive fan, but you know, I'm.
So let's not discuss Sleeping Dogs too much because as I said, we're going to do an AFG and an OST on it, so it'll be quite good to actually leave that alone for now. But you have also been working on the site, which has received a fancy new snazzy tweak for all of the editorials that we have coming.
Yeah, I'm still playing around with the layout, and it's still not quite happy with how it is. I'll fiddle with it some more when I get some time.
Yeah.
Got some other side projects I'm working on, some other coding bits and pieces I'm playing around with.
All stuff in the background on the site and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, me, humble little me in the corner, you guys know what I've been up to, and I think we announced it a few times on here, so most of the guys listening will know where I've spent the past week of my life working my ass off. I went to Gamescom.
I missed you.
In Germany.
Yeah, in Germany.
I'm jealous. I wish I'd been.
I can sum it up for you. The first 3 days were rather interesting in a surreal way of walking around as press in the business area. We were fully booked from 9 AM till 8 PM. Solid booked. No lunch or anything.
No lunch.
However, it's weird. However, all business areas when you got there, first asked you if you wanted a drink. Some of these included alcohol, which was a bit weird at 10 in the morning.
Good way to loosen the lips a little, I guess.
Secondly, some of the larger ones had food. And by food, I mean, for an example, one of the ones we went to had chefs that were cooking paninis for you then and there, as requested.
Oh.
That's awesome. So you don't need a lunch, really. It's just
So
like,
we got lunch.
Paninis.
Yeah, we got lunch without actually intending to have lunch because,
food. That's awesome. So there are like buffets and all kinds of stuff on them.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like some of them had just things like cake and little brownies and other random things like fruit, cocktail stuff. Some of the larger ones had full-on like spreads and sandwiches and paninis and bars and waiters and all kinds of crazy stuff. Not mentioning names on that one.
But you stopped, alright, thanks.
Yeah. So that was like, you know...
I was jealous. I'm slowly getting this funny green tinge on me, so knock it off.
That was like the good side of things. The bad side of things was the fact that in Germany over the weekend, it got up to 40 degrees.
Oh god.
I don't have that much of a problem with heat. I certainly do with heat better than most.
Now, you don't have much of a problem with heat, but as demonstrated in America when we went over there, you do have a problem with humidity.
As does anybody, because, you know, your whole body's cooling system no longer functions.
So you take 40-degree heat outside, and then you move inside, where the aircon stops working for part of it, and you fill it with,
how many sweaty geeks,
very large, sweaty gamers. We tried to use an elevator at one point, that when we pushed the button, literally a thick wave of funk hit me in the face.
Oh, dude, that's just wrong.
so I'll split it into two sections. The first 3 days when we were in the business area were absolutely crazy. We were running around back and forth between really snazzy booths that were quite quiet, quite formal. Everything was really fun. We got to check out some games. I'm going to reel off a list of games that we did stuff with. Some of it doesn't have footage, some of it does. Some of it will be editorial, some of it will be videos. I'll reel that off in a moment. The last 2 days, though, was all consumer side. The business area closes. It's not until you have to be on the consumer side that you realize just how important a press badge is. You are allowed in certain walkways and through certain areas that the normal average day exhibitor can't go through.
So you can actually get places without having to find your way through a crowd with a tripod, a camera, 2 mics.
You can get places quicker, you can get places less crowded, but do not be fooled. You are still on the floor for most of the time, which means you will still have tons and tons of bodies around you. And it's loud. If you don't have good microphones, don't even bother trying to do anything while you're there. It was intense.
Yeah, actually, so using those SMs would be nice, because you just don't get anything past about a foot.
But
so.
the craziest thing was this time round that, like, Frank could hear us through the headset for the microphones because they were picking up everything fine. The person that was stood a foot next to me couldn't hear me.
Nice. Did that cause any problems when you were interviewing people?
Huh?
Did that cause any problems when you were interviewing people?
As if by example.
Yeah, it did. So we did have, but all of the interviews where it was really loud, we did preface it by saying that it's horribly loud, and if we do have to repeat anything, we will. So I covered myself on that one, and it was a case of, for most of it, it was really good. I mean, from the floor though, a press badge does wonders. If you're carrying a tripod, best piece of advice I can give to anyone that wants to be a video game journalist or any of that kind of stuff, carry a tripod over your shoulder, look the part by wearing the shirt and the press badge, and go up to people and use the right wording. The amount of times that I was able to get things done and get places by wearing my shades and having the white shirt on and the tripod over my shoulder, and literally just went up to someone and went, is anyone from the development team around, because we'd like to schedule an interview, and held up my badge and like, I'm here representing this. We spoke, and then dropping slight cheesiness by going, we spoke to someone in the business area a few days ago, and they told us to swing by over the weekend. Oh. And they would be like, yep, okay, sure, come in. Absolutely wonderful. If you're going as an exhibitor though, you're not going to play games. You are going to play game. Singular.
Pick one. Choose wisely.
Serge, let's say for example you went to Gamescom. Let's say for example you got into Gamescom in the first half an hour. Let's say that all of your wildest dreams come true and you head straight for the Need for Speed Most Wanted area, which was amazing by the way and had some really nice cars. Right, so you're there, you're at the Need for Speed area, you're round the corner and in front of you is the booth and there's no queue and you get there first and it's amazing. Yeah? Excellent, wonderful. Now imagine that Kel gets there half an hour later. Kel may get to see the game before the end of the day if he's lucky. It had a 9.5 hour queue.
Wow.
Reeling off some of the queue times that we heard. Black Ops had 2 booths, had a 5-hour queue for both booths. They had a monolith, and they had 2 5-hour queues. Most Wanted had Most Wanted, I believe, had the record queue, which was like 9.5 to 10 hours after half an hour of opening.
That's like half a day.
That's essentially you'll get to play the game and nothing else. You had Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, all these kind of games, Crysis, all these, they had anywhere from 4 to 8 hour queues.
That's just insane.
So, yeah, you have to do one of two things. A, find someone that has a VIP pass and try to steal it. Not condoning this, but someone did it to me. Credit to whoever did. Well done, you got to go play Tomb Raider without waiting in the queue. Brava. Now, for anyone else that doesn't get one of those things, tough shit. You're out of luck. Go and play some of the smaller games, or get there really friggin' early and play the one game you want to play.
Nice.
That's how it works. That's how it goes. Gamescom was absolutely huge in that regard. It was crazy intense. But if you went into the press area and you were allowed into the business area, you could go and request VIP badges and everything. So if you were a trade guy, that worked in your favor, which was good. Now, would you like a quick list of some of the games?
I was going to say, yeah, do you want to reel off exactly what we've...
Right, so this is... I'm going to reel just game names off. This is games that we either A, did briefings on, B, got footage of, or C, got interviews with, which means we'll have game footage and interviews spliced together. So, we've got things like... I'm not going to go into too much detail of what they are, I'm just going to reel off names. A Game of Dwarves, Arma 3, we got to see, Anomaly Warzone Earth on the PS3, we got to see Dark from Calypso, the new vampire stealth game, we got to check out Dishonored by Bethesda, which was quite cool, we got to check out Firefall and see what they were doing with the new fantasy beta, got to check out Contract Mode for Hitman, we also got to try out Natural Selection 2 and see what was going on with their new stuff, and also got to chat to Hugh, which was fantastic. Got to check out Painkiller Hell and Damnation. Got to check out the new Rift expansion that's coming out and all the stuff they're doing there. Got to check out Defiance and Warface. Got to look at the new ARPG of Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. Got to check out Crysis.
Interesting to see what that's going to look like. I've seen a few games based on the Crysis engine. They're working 3. On the engine before Crysis 3's even come out, which kind of boggles me a bit.
What else? Oh, we got a Deadpool interview. We got to check out Tomb Raider. We got to check out Borderlands 2 and War of the Roses, and we got to see some Modern Warfare stuff. There was a lot of stuff that we got to check out. In total, we covered over... in the last 3 days, well, in the last 2 days, we covered about 5 to 10 games maybe. In the first 3 days, we covered over 45.
That just shows the benefit of having the business area access.
No, that goes to show how crazy dedicated we were. 30-minute interviews, completely solid book for 3 days.
Nice.
The size of Gamescom.
Yeah.
Just the sheer size. I mean, what's the size? What's Eurogamer going to be like in comparison to games?
Size-wise, it's going to be slightly smaller, but it's going to be way less formal.
Yeah. Gamescom is basically the biggest one in Europe.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We did also get, I'm just quickly counting them up. We got 7, 14, 21, 15, 20, 25. We got 25 answers to the important question.
Are we going to have another montage of important questions?
We are going to have a montage, and I can't tell what the total runtime of this is going to be. The total runtime for all 25 will be crazy. One of them was like 3.5 minutes long.
Nice.
Wow. And we had some fantastic answers. Truly.
Credit to everyone who gave like awesome answers to the question.
Yeah. I just want to say, as much as it shocked me, and not because of them, but because of us, as much as it shocked me, I really do have to take my hat off and say kudos to Activision. They were awesome. Just in general, like, actually getting to interact with the PR guys and everything else at Activision, it was crazy to see how much they cared about their jobs and, like, how much they wanted to do everything right. Like, even though we were a little bit smaller, they still were awesome. Like they had to switch a few things around. It caused us problems. We explained the issue, and they were like, "Oh, no worries. You mean you missed one of the presentations we gave?" I said, "Yes." And they were like, "Okay, well, what we'll do is, how about we give you an interview instead, because that was the last one."
Oh, okay.
And so that was how we got the Black Ops 2 interview. Yeah, they were basically like, "Oh, well, you missed the last Black Ops 2 presentation, so you're not going to get to check out the new features. Why don't you go and do an interview instead?" So we went to do an interview, and then I went to interview a guy called Jake, and he introduced himself in the video, so I'm like giving him his best name. And he was then like, "Hey, do you want to, like, I'll talk you over the system first before we actually do the video, and then you can get to try out the game, and we'll also do the interview." And it was crazy. Like, we actually got to play the new multi-team deathmatch mode. Ooh. And the King of the Hill thing, and it was very fun. Multi-team deathmatch is quite crazy. You've got 4 teams of 3 players in one game.
Nice.
Which is quite insane. And the pick 10 system, which I'm not going to spoil, and I'm going to let you have to watch the interview for. Pick 10 system is very cool. In total, we've got we filled the camera. That's all I can say.
Crying out loud. I know how much that stores. That's an insane amount of footage.
Yeah, but
I know what you're doing for the next 3 weeks.
But as a final, like, you know, ending of Gamescom, I'm ill. I contracted German lurgy, and
nice,
lovely.
He says as he actually coughs. I'm trying
Your
to.
love for sausages will soon develop.
I'm trying to prevent myself from sniffing and stuff. But I will say that this is actually one of the things we'll be doing in the very short future and forward looking towards things like Eurogamer and stuff, is we will be doing more written work on the website. I believe you, Xantha, want to get more into the written stuff while you're still looking for a certain game to actually come out that you'll be able to actually film.
That I'll be able to stream and stuff. Yeah, because I've got a lot of other background projects that are keeping other things running that I haven't.
And writing enables you to be able to do it on your own terms.
Yeah, I can just pick it up and put it down, and I can do a lot of stuff on my own and at my own pace. So yeah, that's something you should see some bits and pieces coming from.
So I'll be writing up a Deadpool one to go alongside the interview, as well as a few for games that we don't actually have footage on and weren't in that list, but we did get to check out things like the new Sherlock Holmes game, and going to say this one because it was insane. Airland Assault, which is, do you know European Escalation?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the sequel to that. Now, do you know how many units European Escalation had?
A lot. 300
or something. Do you know how many units Airland Assault has?
400.
700.
What?
Good God.
Over 100 of those are aircraft.
I'll be terrible at that.
That's
a crazy RTX. Crazy.
They're trying to set a record or something.
I am really looking forward to seeing how that develops, and I would love to be able to. I'm going to definitely try it and see if I can work towards getting us a few things for it later down the line so we get to check it out as a big group, because I think that would be absolutely amazing.
Remembering what each of those units does and counting.
But it's not just that, right? In a game that's 700 different units, you'd think that they would have to be making sacrifices somewhere. Looking at the detail, you can see the rivets holding the panels on the planes.
So you can see the differences. Oh my!
Nice.
They were flying around in jets. You can actually see the paneling round the nose and the rivets holding them on. It's crazy. And as the plane banks, the fucking wings adjust so that it does actually go.
Surfaces actually work.
Yes.
Wow.
Insane. We were there with Tao from our community, and I'm going to say this before we move on and end this. Tao from our community, if any of you guys that are watching ever see Tao online or know who he is, give him a massive amount of love, because he worked his ass off. We nearly killed that poor son of a bitch. And not once...
Are you staying at his house or something?
Not once did he complain. He was with us all 5 days. By the end of it, poor guy, he was exhausted by the end of it. But he didn't complain once. He didn't want to slow us down. He was like, no, we'll keep going. I'll tell you at any point if it gets too much for me. Just keep going. And he did it all. and it was really awesome for him to check out some of the games that he's big into. He's big into the war things and the RTSs and stuff, so like Warlands itself was crazy for him to see. He was like, kid no, mother effing candy shop.
Nice.
Yes. So Tal, if you're watching this, you have.
Yeah, Tal, if you're watching this, I have nothing but
Much
love for
dude.
you gigantic German cuddly bear.
You have a place by my side as a trusty lieutenant.
In the coming apocalypse of man versus Surge Machine.
The new world
Yeah,
order
man
of
versus
Surge.
machine. All my idea.
So, Kel, what have you got coming up in the next week?
About the time this goes live, I'm going to have that Dust and Elysian Tale Xbox game.
I'm looking forward to that.
Also going to be looking at Defenders of the Lost Colony, which I have to look at on PC because Xbox Live Indie Games isn't on Ireland thanks to our backwards laws.
Yep.
Rage.
Can
also,
I gift it to you?
no, it won't work.
Oh,
Yeah, I already looked into that.
okay, what else?
And also, there's a collectible card game style massive fighting thing on PC called The Trouble with Robots that looks fantastic. So I'm going to be looking at that as well.
Excellent. Let me know when you do, and I'll hook you up with that one.
Will do.
Now, there was also Dust beta, close beta starts for PlayStation Plus members. Is that still under NDA?
I am looking into that at the moment. I actually have it downloaded. It started
Awesome.
early
well,
today.
if there's no
so-
NDA on it, I'm sure we'll see something from that as well.
Quite a lot, yeah. If there's no NDA, there'll probably be streaming and geeking out and general fanboying.
Awesome.
Yeah, we can hope.
Xander, I know what you're doing this week. You are helping me out with...
I'm going to be
On second
video
thoughts.
stuffs, and we've got Sleeping Dogs to have a look
Sleeping
at.
Dogs. Also want you to take a look at maybe Dark Souls on the PC.
Yeah, I played around with it. No, I played around with that on the 360, and I said then, while it's it's a very fantasy thing, it's not really about the setting. It's just damn hard. It's a proper game, a proper old school game that will cut your leg off every time you make a mistake.
So
And you've
Yeah,
only got
tag
2 of
along
them,
on that one.
so good luck.
Yep, so we'll take a look at that on the PC. I think Surge, if you can get your hands on a copy by that point, I'll invite you to come and join in for the OSD on that one as well.
I'll
You
be
don't have
honoured
to
on that.
have a subscription to any online silliness to be able to play it
No,
online.
no,
No
don't
Xbox
say-
Live
no.
Gold, please.
But
Yeah, just
From
check.
you're watching.
yeah, so I've got nothing but well, I lie. I was about to say I've got nothing but Gamescom footage coming out, but that's actually a lie. I have nothing but Gamescom footage coming out, except I'm doing other stuff as well, because I'm a crazy person.
Yeah.
No rest for me.
Workaholic.
I'm now in like, I hate rest. So we've got Gamescom footage coming out on my channel, as well as also the Sleeping Dog stuff, and Darksiders I might take a look at. I doubt it though, because I would actually like to keep that game all to myself. And Dark Souls we've got coming, as well as there's other games coming out later this week and next week I think that I'll be checking out. But I will not be checking out Transformers though, I know that much. Just because...
Surprised? What?
No, I want to, but at the same time, I am having to balance finances because Gamescom was kind of expensive, so Transformers will have to take a miss with the other things to check out in its place. There are other things that we can do. There is so much that we don't need to try and cover everything at this. We will cover the stuff that we think deserves to be covered, like some of the low indie guys, and Sleeping Dogs definitely deserves to be covered because it's quite interesting.
Yeah, sucked me in already. So.
And Dark Souls deserves to be covered because, hell, there was a petition to get it on the PC. It's worth checking out to see
certainly worth it.
just how much justice they did to it, because there was a lot of complaints after they actually said, hey, yes, we'll bring it to PC. They then said, actually, we'll go and just kind of port it straight over. So it's going to be quite
I'd
fun.
like to cover that whole story, because it's quite a tale.
Yeah, we'll cover that in the actual Dark Souls thing. So, we're now hitting the 30-minute mark. This is a one-off. This is not going to happen on regular recurrence. This is just because of all the stuff that happened in Gamescom and everything else.
We've had a lot going on for you guys.
Yeah. So, from myself, Kel, Xander, and Surge. Surge, I'm thinking of keeping you in for these. But it means you're going to have to end up being in more videos, so that you actually have more stuff to talk about.
My influence will spread further across the nation.
I know, right? You'll have to even think of a catchphrase to end with. Because if you have any questions, queries, or comments, leave them, Kel.
Below.
Indeed. And of course, from myself and everyone else here at LM3, including these 3 stooges, we will catch you for the next video. Peace.
In a while.
Stay awesome.
Goodbye.